This video goes with lesson or handout CM 2.1, finding slope and y-intercept. So we're basically trying to find a linear line equation. So in class, remember we started with the standard form of a linear line equation, y equals mx plus b. And remember the two things that we're trying to find are the slope, which is what we did yesterday. So we'll find the slope, replace the variable m with our slope. And the next thing that we want to find is our y-intercept. But from now on, we're going to replace both the sign and the variable b. That's going to become our y-intercept. Okay? And this will make sense in a second why we want to circle both the positive sign and the variable b. So that's going to be our y-intercept. I'm going to abbreviate the word intercept. So this is how I want to see the work on your paper tonight. You will always start by writing the standard form of a linear line equation, y equals mx plus b. And I always think the easiest thing to find is the y-intercept, because the y-intercept is where the line touches the y-axis. And so in problem number 5, when I look at it, the y-intercept is right there at the origin. So if I was to rewrite my line equation, I could say, well, I know the y-intercept, so y equals mx. Still don't know the slope. But I could say that the y-intercept is plus 0, and I'm going to color code that. Okay, so I found the y-intercept, it's going to be 0. Now I need to find the slope. And remember, the only way to find slope is you must find perfect intersection points of the line and the grid. There's a perfect intersection point down there. When I come up, there's a perfect intersection point. I need those perfect intersection points of the line with the grid so that I can make my right triangle and know the exact height and the exact run. I could make a triangle this size. If I wanted to, I could make the triangle even bigger. I could make it all the way down here. So I'm just going to decide which one to do. I'm going to come back and erase this. I think of my 3 perfect intersection points. I'm going to make one of the smaller triangles. Oops, I've got the wrong point there. That's not a perfect intersection point, but that is right there. I'm going to make a smaller triangle. So I'm going to do this one right here, because once I color this in, I can tell that my rise is 4 and my run is 1. So when I talk about slope, my slope is going to be 4 over 1. Rise is 4, run is 1. But remember, I got to think if that's a negative slope line or a positive slope line. So when I reduce this, this is a negative slope line, and I'm going to reduce 4 over 1 to just 4. So my slope is a negative 4. If I plug all of this into my line equation, I would have y equals. Remember, my slope was a negative 4. I replaced the m with a negative 4. Variable x stays. And of course, my y-intercept was plus 0. And then we get into, do we really need to show that plus 0? And in mathematics, if we were to add 0 to anything, it's not going to change the value. So I could simplify this and just say my line equation is y equals a negative 4x. And please put that in a box so that when we grade it or I grade it, I can see your final answer. Those are all the steps that I want to see. I'm going to do one more example. I'm going to start over here with problem number 6. Start with my standard form of a linear line equation, y equals mx plus b. Remember, my first step is to find my y-intercept. When I look here, I'm thinking my y-intercept where the line touches the y-axis is right there. So if I was going to go ahead and rewrite my line equation, I could say, well, y equals mx. But now I know what my y-intercept is. It's a positive 4. So I'm going to replace that whole circle with a positive 4. Remember, your y-intercept is either going to be positive or negative. And so that's why we circle that whole thing up there, because we can either put a negative intercept or a positive intercept. My next step is to find my slope. So when I find slope, remember I want to do rise over run. I'm looking for perfect intersection points. I see one there, I see one there, I see one there, I see one up here. What I choose to make my triangle doesn't matter, but I better connect 2 of those points and use the grid to help me make a right triangle. So I'm going to just do a small one. It looks like my rise is 1 and my run is 2. So rise is 1, run is 2. Then I have to look, is that a positive slope line or a negative slope line? Remember, as I move left to right in mathematics, as I come across the line, if I have to go up, the first part of the line makes me go up, positive. If it makes me go down, negative. So this is going to be a positive 1/2. And now if I rewrite my line equation, y equals, I'm going to replace my slope with positive 1/2. Remember the variable x stays, and since I color-coded my y-intercept in green, I'm going to keep it in green. My y-intercept's a positive 4, and that is my final answer. My line equation for this line is y equals 1/2 x plus 4.